Hi everyone, this is Callie. I don't have a new card for you today, but I do have a Stampin' Up! Paper Pumpkin kit. This is the December 2015 kit, and it's my last and final one. And it's actually one I really like, so I'm keeping this one and creating it all for myself. Sounds a little bit selfish, but you'll see why. It's just a beautiful set. And so here I am opening up my package. It comes with a stamp set called One Great Year. I just love the fonts on this stamp set. And it comes with a soft suede Stampin' Up! Ink pad and this gold stand to hold your monthly calendar cards. The kit itself here comes with everything you need to create 12 calendar cards, some foil sheets, some metal thread, gold metal thread, some gold metal twine, as well as gold foil banners that are pre-cut, flowers that are pre-cut, and all the background pieces that you need to create this. So to get started, the instructions are a little bit long and lengthy. There are basically 4 patterns to this, and so you do 3 months at a time. So the first 3 are going to be on January, May, and November, and so you stamp that out on this floral sheet here. There's just 3 there, so in the instructions it tells you to do January, May, and November. Now keep that instruction sheet handy because that photo on the front is what I used as a guide. Now for the metal thread here, they want you to cut 36 inches, so I cut out 3 strands for the 3 cards. And I'm going to go ahead and punch those out, and then I'm going to wrap these around my 3 fingers, and I'll adhere that down with 1 piece of adhesive, and then I'll adhere the month floral piece over that. And I'll just repeat these steps for all 3 cards, and then when that's done, I am going to add this entire calendar piece to the background piece, which is what they call a sky background sheet. And then I'll use dimensionals to adhere these to those background sheets, and then add some florals, some flower cutouts from the same floral sheet towards the bottom there. And you'll see the process here. I am a little bit ahead of myself because I thought I had sped this up a lot. So anyway, here we are. I'm just finishing the second and third cards. I'm sorry if it is sped up a little bit too fast for some of you. So I'm adding die cut flowers now using the adhesive that's provided. Now, each of the cards are a little bit color coded, so that's going to kind of help you as well. Again, the photo on the front of the instruction sheets are really, really helpful for that. Now for the second set, we're using the floral the floral backgrounds, and we're stamping the months on the actual cards themselves over the pre-printed numbers, and we'll add gold banners. So I'm going to punch 6 of those out, 2 for each of these cards. And the instructions say to adhere these to the calendar pieces using dimensionals, but I feel better about adding adhesive to them instead of using dimensionals to kind of hold them in place. So you'll also notice on each card I use 5 dimensionals just to make sure that there's enough to hold it all down. So once this piece is attached, I'll go ahead and move on to the next phase. The next set of cards is for March, June, and September, and we're using the large gold banner pieces for this. What we're going to do is also use the polka dot backgrounds. So you see the running theme here. There's always 3 cards that you're going to be doing in the exact same manner. So again, we're going to be stamping the months on the calendar cards itself, and then I'm going to add adhesive to this banner. I forgot to mention that you also add a piece of flour from the die cut flower sheet that you used for the first set of cards towards the bottom there, and then center it however you want on that large gold banner and adhere that the same way to the background piece. using the 5 dimensionals like I've shown before. I'll just finish this one up real quick and then we can start with the last set. Now for the last set, we're using a striped background, and we're going to be using these pre-cut banners that are on this white sheet here. And we're going to stamp April, July, and October on these. So I always stamp off the first time I use a new stamp. So you'll see me kind of stamp off on another sheet of paper, and then once it looks good, then I'll stamp it on the actual product itself just to make sure that it stamps well. So I'm going to stamp out the April, July, and October, and then I'll punch those out. And then we're going to add these larger flowers here towards the bottom using some adhesive. And then the next step is to add some gold twine. And just like the gold thread, we're going to be cutting out 36 inches of strand. So I'll go ahead and do that and cut out 3 of them and adhere all of the pieces together first. I jumped ahead of the gun there, and then I'll work on the twine. So I'm just going to make sure that I have enough there to cut out 3. I always like to do that first. And then I'm going to use some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. I'm going to wrap these around 4 fingers and spread out my fingers just to make sure there's more there because you've got a wider piece that you need to cover. So I'm using 2 Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, one to hold up the top and one to hold up the bottom. And just to make sure some's sticking out of the sides, and then again add dimensionals to this entire card to adhere it to the background piece. And then once you finish with this set, you're completely done. Now to personalize your cards, there are some little stamps towards the bottom of the stamp set that you can use, and you can stamp them to highlight special dates. So here I'm just pulling up my phone, and I'm going to go to my calendar. I have OCD, so I have all of my dates on my calendar on my phone, but it's kind of nice to visually see it on these cards as well as they display on your desk, because I don't always look at my calendar every day in my phone to make sure that I don't miss somebody's birthday coming up. Now, I wish I had done this before I started the project. It tells you to do it at the end, and I kind of wish that I had read through the whole thing and done it at the very beginning, because you can see there that it doesn't stamp too well because there's dimensions behind each of these cards. So I hope you enjoyed this project. I know I did, and it's something that I'm going to be displaying on my desk and enjoying it throughout the year. I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. Enjoy and have a great day. Bye-bye.